Good evening. For a town that expresses its pride in having signs declaring not in our town, our callous attitude toward the plight of cats is despicable in its cruelty. Perhaps even more remarkable is the indifferent and condescending way in which cat owners are treated. As previously stated, 40% of pet owners in New York State have cats. I strongly suggest that this voting bloc consider the way large segments of this board have ignored them come election day. Lest we forget, we are the only town on Long Island with no cat shelter. Due to the efforts of advocates and a few members of this board, we now have a voucher program designed to enhance the fixing of cats throughout the town. This is designed to be an additional tool to our woefully inadequate once-a-month program, as opposed to Hempstead every day. To add to the seemingly limitless misery of these poor creatures, our town has not had its monthly TNR program clinic since May. As it almost certainly will not have a clinic in August, that means 3 months will have posted since our last one. This is absolutely disgraceful on the part of this town. The reason given is our feral cat coordinator quit and the shelter is seriously understaffed. I will say that the shelter director is doing a fine job given the scant resources at her disposal. This is the second time in a year that programs, which are pathetically inadequate to begin with, have been suspended because this program has been vacated. This cannot be allowed to happen, but obviously the board as a whole does not care. Perhaps the salary should be increased for this post, and more importantly, benefits should be given to this individual. The job entails a great deal of responsibility as lives are at stake. The job is for 19 hours weekly, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe at 21 hours benefits must be paid, so I'm sure that's a coincidence. We are quite penurious when it comes to helping cats, but most generous with a rain barrel program that benefits only homeowners and very few of those due to the barrels being too heavy for most individuals to lift. Perhaps one of your assistants should not have benefits, and you'd see how that would work out. Probably not very well. Incidentally, I was told that public safety oversees the animal shelter. In order to receive information on the voucher program, I called public safety 3 times. I never received the courtesy of a callback, which of course was no surprise. Seems similar to calling the supervisor's office. There's never a callback there either. It is incredibly rude and condescending for any government office to not respond to their constituents in a timely manner. There is a new head of public safety, and it's a great way to start by not only ignoring my calls, but those of other concerned citizens, which I've been told about. I would remind him and the rest of public safety that they work for us, we don't work for them. I will also point out that the previous head of public safety, who I believe was doing a fine job, was fired along with 5 or 6 other individuals at the same time. I guess it was mass incompetence at the same time. This is disgusting because whichever party does this, I mean, it's just childish, it's pure politics, and there's no place for it anywhere. One last point I want to make, actually, too, is when calling the 311 operator. They don't simply ask, where would you like to be connected, but they want a detailed explanation of what your questions are. If I'm calling the animal shelter, not only then I ask them, I'm telling them I'm calling about cats, they want to know what about them. You know, this is the 3rd degree, and the reason that they're doing that is because they don't want people, if they're not interested, to have to answer. I'm almost done. To have to answer your calls. In conclusion, I recommend paying benefits to a feral cat coordinator immediately, as our woeful TNR program has gotten worse because of this.
Thank you.